Welcome back to Seoul-ed. I'm Hamaila, one of the producers of this program. In the world of K-pop, we aren't any strangers to company scandals and hearing about awful contracts. SM generally tends to be at the center of these. However, this time it's TS Entertainment. I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about my perspective on the entire situation with B.A.P and TS Entertainment. So according to the law office, the members of B.A.P filed a lawsuit against TS Entertainment on November 26th to nullify their contracts due to unfair compensation. So from what we've been hearing from B.A.P, it seems as though the contracts between TS Entertainment and B.A.P were heavily biased towards the company. The contract is much longer than comparable companies, lasting a minimum of 7 years after the release of the first album and not the date of signing as is usual. Also, B.A.P's statement claims that the contracts do not follow basic laws which protect civil rights, explicit consent, and the right to personal privacy. As far as the division of income is concerned, it's rumored that TS Entertainment keeps 90% of the profits and B.A.P only receives 10%, to split amongst 6 people. So that's about a total of $16,000 per person over a period of 3 years. That's kind of absurd, especially when you take into consideration that TS Entertainment made more than $9 million over the last 2 years. Despite all of this, in the 2.5 years since their debut, B.A.P has released a total of 11 different albums and has toured all over the world twice. This shows an extreme dedication to their art, and in fact, there are accounts saying that they have been suffering from declining health due to overwork. The youngest member, Zello, his older brother released a statement via social media that there have been times where 3 of the members were close to becoming unconscious while performing, but the company wouldn't let them stop and made them finish their performance. One of the other members, Daehyun, his previous vocal coach, also attested to unfair treatment of the B.A.P members. He said that they barely ever received any breaks. In fact, prior to this year, they were only ever given a day or 2 off. This year, they had their first prolonged vacation. In addition, they weren't given proper financial statements, and in fact, TS Entertainment kept pushing them with the hope that the members would slip up and the company would be able to file a lawsuit for breach of contract against the members. He continued to say that the members of B.A.P would have their electronic devices checked, and so they had to delete any conversations or sign of contact with the outside world. He said, "There are kids who've memorized their friends, teachers, and parents' numbers. How often do we see that in these days? I mean, I don't even remember my parents' phone numbers." So, the day after the lawsuit was filed, TS released a statement saying that they had always shared a common goal with B.A.P, and they had worked hard to bring that about. And they denied everything about the slave contracts and unfair pay. There have been a few more statements sent back and forth between B.A.P and TS Entertainment, but they are all along the same lines and neither side is giving in. This entire incident is really disheartening to see because TS was a company that always put out really good, solid groups. And it always seemed like they cared for the quality of the music and the group, and so we had assumed that they were taking good care of their members too. Unfortunately, if B.A.P is to be believed, this was a facade. It really makes you wonder what Secret and Untouchable go through. And now they have a new girl group debuting soon. Sonamu. Hyosung from Secret has released a statement saying that fans shouldn't worry about Secret and that they are happy. However, seeing all the allegations against TS Entertainment, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt. But I do believe there's good coming out of all of this. 2014 has been a year that has brought a lot of scandals. We've seen so many idols leave their companies, get kicked out, or just not renew their contracts even when they seem to be doing really well. We've also seen the detrimental effects of the intense Korean work ethic manifest itself through bizarre and once fatal accidents. But all this also suggests change. Idols are finally starting to stand up for themselves and demand change. It's starting to become more of a domino effect. And hopefully the K-pop industry will become a better, more humane one, and the members of these groups, their managers, and everyone working hard for them and with them will be treated like people and not commodities. I truly believe that if these idols follow the path they are currently on, we will see a positive change. So B.A.P, keep fighting. We are forever with you. And with all this being said, up next, Viet will discuss the business side of K-pop in more general terms, which should offer some insights given the TS Entertainment and all the other scandals.
Hi everyone, my name is Viet. I work with Hallyu Entertainment and we put on different nightclub events and concerts throughout the state of Texas. SM Entertainment pioneered the K-pop phenomenon in the 1990s. Where traditional labels sign performers, K-pop companies produce them with a boot camp-style training method and a production line approach to music. Management is responsible for everything from scheduling to musical direction, career development, and the production of the single-sex idol bands. In an industry that values youth and novelty, K-pop agencies are pressured to produce a successful group and make as much money as quickly as possible because the shelf life of an idol group is just 5 years. Okay, so let's go over how companies produce idol groups and the struggles these aspiring stars have to go through. The first step, casting. This is when production companies look all over the world for bankable stars. Trainees are picked through auditions. SM takes about 300 trainees per year out of 300,000 applicants. The older model relied on local Korean artists like Rain and BoA, but the updated model tries to embed foreign singers to target strategic markets in Asia. For example, GOT7 includes a Taiwanese member, a Thai member, and a member from Hong Kong. Next is training. This is a long-term investment period by record labels. Here, a trainee's daily schedule includes lessons in singing, dancing, acting, foreign language skills, and personal development. Training is expensive because each section is taught by experts and trainees must pass periodic evaluations to stay in the program. Trainees may train for over 12 hours in one day. After training is production. If a trainee survives many years of training, they are now ready for the production stage. Labels seek out ideas from global producers and worldwide experts in music and choreographies to work with the artists to make the next hit. The fourth step is global promotion. Entertainment companies work with overseas partners to promote music. This is because Korea is a relatively small country. Imagine all of those idol groups jammed into an area the size of the distance between Dallas and Houston. In fact, K-pop is much more popular abroad than in Korea. According to YouTube in 2011, K-pop view counts were 4 times higher in Japan than in South Korea. The US, Taiwan, Thailand, and Vietnam each also watch more K-pop videos than South Korea. Part of promotions is delivery. K-pop relies on social networking services like YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for worldwide exposure. K-pop is essentially marketed to go viral in foreign markets as fast as possible. Bands can become world stars days after debuting. It took BoA 5 years to establish herself in the early 2000s, but Girls' Generation topped the Oricon chart in 2011 the day their first album was released. By now, an entertainment company has invested about $1 million in 5 to 10 years to train a group and produce a couple of music videos. So, how do they make money? When a group is popular online, they start to get events. The goal is to attract enough attention for chaebols or large corporations in Korea like Samsung, Hyundai, and Lotte to pay idol groups large sums of money to perform at the events that they sponsor. If bands continually draw large crowds, they begin making money by doing advertisements and merchandising. So, how about the actual music? Companies try to do different things to push physical album sales. Girls' Generation effectively made their albums into collectibles with each album jacket featuring a different member. Other bands include member photo cards with different rarities, forcing fans to purchase sometimes dozens of albums to complete their collection of cards. Despite this, unless you are EXO and your album sells like crazy, there is no significant income from sales, digital or physical. So what about digital sales? Well, worldwide traditional music sales dropped during the digital age. In the Apple iTunes store in the US, songs retail for about 99 cents each. 70% of these sales go to the record label, leaving the artist with less than 30 cents each. In Korea, however, with monthly subscription bundle services, artists receive less than 3 cents per song. So, do you still want to be a K-pop star?
That was an interesting discussion. We hope you enjoyed it. Here are some more artists celebrating their birthday. On December 17th, Jaejin of FT Island turns 23. On December 19th, Junghyun from Beast turns 25. On December 20th, Hyukjin of 100% turns 22, and TK of C-Clown turns 21. On December 21st, Daniel of Dalmatian turns 24, and Kim Hyung-tae of Busker Busker turns 23. On December 23rd, Jaehyo from Block B turns 24, and Sanghoon of 100% turns 21. When we come back, Young will be here with us to share the latest in holiday K-pop, and Clint will show us the hit music from previous years. We'll be back after the break.